Do any of you out there that's listening to me know what it's like to be hungry? You know, as a kid, I've talked about it, I believe, a little bit in previous videos many years back. But as a kid, after being raised by my auntie that left Alabama, after being in an abusive relationship, she had to drop out of school when she was maybe in the 6th grade to take care of the family, things that they did back in the day. She's like almost 88, 89 years old now. And take care of her family. She had 3 kids, left the South after the Ku Klux Klan burned the cross in her neighbor's yard, came back to Ohio, and coming to find out after all of this and trying to get situated, multiple deaths happened in our family, including my mother and father. And my father, which was her brother, was murdered. And here we are, everybody's in limbo. She has no money. My father's brother, which had money, was able to go get us and get us situated. Long story short, he's always mistreated his sister, which was my aunt, and put us out after a certain time, put us out in the street. And my aunt had to fend and try to figure out and deal with the welfare system. And it was a point where we were just hungry all the time. Didn't have money. She didn't know how to drive. She was in her 30s. Didn't know how to drive. And here we are going about trying to eat the free lunch program when we was in school. And many a times wake up in the morning and we might have a gallon of milk. And she'll say, here, drink this cup of milk until hopefully it holds you over until lunchtime and things. And you had back then lunch tickets, which you had to cherish this little ticket, like the little tickets you get at a carnival or something. You had to cherish it because if you lost it back then when I was in school, you were in trouble. They didn't give you a replacement a lot of time. You didn't eat. And the thing was, being that bused, and I was bused to school, God forbid it was a substitute bus driver or the weather was bad, because, I was praying that I could get to school to get breakfast and get some breakfast in the morning. I remember one time when I was in 7th grade and the bus was late and I was watching my watch and praying, like, come on, I hope we hurry me get there. And the minute I get to the school, it's a few minutes too late. The lunch ladies were putting up the donuts and the milk and the things that they had for breakfast, and they were like, breakfast is over. And I just remember going to class hungry. And I'm a migraine sufferer, and one of my triggers is not eating. So if I wait too long to eat, it will trigger a migraine. And I just remember going to class defeated, hunger pains, stomach hurting all the time, waiting to eat. Then in the summertime, there were summer food programs if you had a recreation center or some of the churches, and they had these box lunches. And sometime my aunt would say, by then she had got her license and she was working, not making much, but she would scrounge up and still trying to raise her kids that were teenagers at this time, and making meal stretch, beans, spaghetti, and all of these different things to spread it out to try to provide for all of us, and doing the best she could and things. And then when these summer lunch programs came about, and she might tell us plenty of times, see if you can get some extra. If there's anything extra, if you can bring it home if you can, or, but eat all you can. I want you guys to eat all you can, because it might not be a lot for dinner tonight, is what she would say. And then there was a lot of times I remember she would feed us something and she would go without eating. She would go without eating. And I think back to that. And the reason why I'm talking about this, I posted the other day about these Republican governors. There's 15 of them that rejected a free meal, extra money that the President Biden wanted to put in place to help combat poverty so that kids during the summertime can be able to eat. And they have made excuses. Oh, we're not going to take this money. Oh, it causes obesity. All of these making excuses and not accepting the money. Let me name the states all for you. I got them on my notes. Alabama, Alabama, one of the poorest states out there in the uneducational wise at the bottom. Alabama, that governor has rejected it. Alaska, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Louisiana, another poor state. Mississippi, another poor state. Nebraska, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, Vermont, and Wyoming. These are the states with Republican governors, the people that will always talk about pro-life, talk about doing good to their fellow mankind, because a lot of them always tote the Bible and tote God and always want to quote scriptures and act like that they walking in as if they're walking with Christ, a lot of them. And that's the first thing that they want to say. And the first thing they always say is talking about pro-life. You know, pro-life is taking care of not only the unborn, but it's also taking care of those that are here once they are born. And how dare and shameful for these governors to do this to the least of these poor families that are out here struggling. And it's sad because it took me back and it makes me angry. It's personal to me. I know what it's like. I used to sneak and drink my uncle's coffee once that, you know, because he struggled with work and things, uneducated and had odd jobs in and out. But he had coffee in there, and I would drink the coffee sometime and it was the caffeine to cure my hunger. I was malnourished. In 9th grade in high school, I weighed 101 pounds. I was malnourished. They didn't have, there's a little more programs out here now, but it's still, the pantries are low. These governors didn't take funds, some of them, to help out where the pantries, like in my state of Ohio, Governor DeWine, the pantry was asking, hey, you've got some extra the money that was given out, you know, to help out the business during the pandemic. I think we got 25 million still in the books. And they showed the warehouse, people struggling, no food in there. And they were asking, can you help out, Governor? Governor, oh, we'll review it. We'll look it over. I haven't heard anything else about it. This is the thing that the Lord is looking upon. This nation and other places around the world, and got his face frowned up. And these folks want to tell you that this nation is, you know, God is just shining, that there's going to be this great revival, and that he's going to give favor to all of the people in this nation that are walking wickedly. Why is he going to give you some type of favor when you sit up there and hate your fellow mankind? You hate somebody because they have a different skin color than you, or a different religion than you, or a different lifestyle than you. Instead of demonstrating the Christ love that you're supposed to be doing, and you're going around, rather see people drown and die in a river because they're trying to escape. Yes, we got a problem, but I don't wish death, as I've talked about many times, on anybody. And a lot of these people that profess to be Christian wish death upon their enemies, death upon anybody that don't agree with them. And they're wishing death basically upon these kids. Because when you don't have food in your stomach, you know, it's hard to concentrate. When you are hungry, you would do things that you shouldn't be doing. And guess what I used to do? I used to steal food, go to the store, steal food, steal money so that I can buy some food, steal all the time, hungry, do whatever it takes. And this is what's happening. This is why you have kids and families that are out here, a woman that might be single and have her kids, whether it's divorce or whatever doesn't happen, and she make $10, $11, $12 an hour, and based upon the way things are set up, she don't even qualify for any type of funds, whether it's food stamps or insurance or anything, because they'll say that you're over the limit of what you should be earning. $12, $13 an hour. That's nothing when you got a few kids and you're trying to feed. And then people, no wonder people are, and this stuff can be easily fixed in a lot of cases. And then they want to blame it on a president a lot of times when the president is trying to make the difference. But then you have these types of governors in these 15 states that many of them profess to be Christian. Many of them profess to love the Lord. Many of them want to throw a Bible verse in your face at any moment. But then turn right around. And these are the types of people, if you came to their door, naked, destitute, begging, and need for a meal or something, some type of crumbs or anything, they'll take and slam the door in your face. That's what these people are. Their hearts are wicked. They don't give a darn about the Lord. They don't give a darn about anybody, nothing but themselves and the power that they can gain. And you know what? The Lord is watching. And there's the scripture, Proverbs says, let me see, what is it? I'm going to paraphrase it. He that gives to the poor lends to the Lord, and the Lord does repay what he's borrowed. How shameful it is for somebody to claim that they love the Lord and to mistreat people and do them this way, especially kids. Shame on you, and may God have mercy on your soul. That's all I have for right now. I'm angry. I'm fired up. There's several videos coming. I'm going to show you something coming up. A few things, because there's some people that needs to be exposed like never before. We're going to talk about it. We'll continue to talk about the issues the church run away from. Continue to punch Satan right in between his chops. Evangelism for God is the channel. If you're new, consider subscribing. Hit like, coming along for the journey. My name is Maurice Braxton. To the next video, my friends. Take care. God bless.